everyone showing up today. Obviously, this is self-serving for me, right? I want to get agents in my listings, so I'm happy that everyone is here, and I hope that everyone will help me to promote it. We are in coming soon status, so if you're going to do content posts, which I hope you do, and talk about where you're at, it's in coming soon status, 8525 Raleigh Avenue. Obviously, you have the address, so you can look it up and get all of the information there. It's $2,215,000 is the price, and we're going to be going active potentially tomorrow. So if you just want to save this weekend on your post, that's fine. The sod is going to go in next week, but I just want to make sure that the railing is going to go in on those stairs, because I do not want anybody toppling over those stairs while they're doing showings. Come on in. So that's the one thing that I'm going to check on. A lot of you have asked how I started to have a relationship with a builder, so I actually just told the story, so bear with me if you were standing over in the kitchen. A client of mine had Ricky Serrano do her kitchen in Fairfax City, and she called me and she was like, this guy is amazing. He just did such a good job in my kitchen. It was so fast. I really want you to meet him so you can refer him to your other clients. So I came over and met him, and then 3 months later, he called me to list his personal townhouse. And I'd actually forgotten this story until a minute ago, and I showed up for the listing appointment on a Saturday morning, all ready to go, and he opened up the door and he goes, I didn't mean to call you, you're the wrong Jennifer. And I was like, well, you gotta let me in. I got all ready, I got my hair done, let me come in and do my thing. And so I, long story short, went in, met him, met his wife, became friends, and they did let me sell their townhouse. Bought another house, and then he called me about 30 days later. He called me saying, I want to get into building. I found a lot that I like. Can you help me? Can you come look at it? I was like, absolutely. And so I think the lesson there is always say yes. You just never know, right? Your client wants you to meet somebody, say yes. You never know. They could be your next, best client. I find the lots for them. This lot here was actually a listing of Megan Pass's. So it was off market. She and I were networking about listings, and she was like, yeah, I've got this tear down coming. And I was like, I'm your girl, we'll buy it. So made a quick, easy offer and made it easy for her, and her sellers were happy. And so a lot of the lots I do find off market. I was just saying, lots that are pending or under contract, I'll call the agent, ask how their sale is going. A lot of times they're like, oh, I don't think it's actually gonna go to closing. And I'm like, let me be your first call. And then I'm just texting them every week or so to remind them, who I am. So just showing a lot of value to my builder by finding things that not everybody else knows about. This is a top agent network. If some of you are probably on that, I find out about a lot of pre-MLS listings for him that way on TAN. And then just driving around, the junky houses, I'm like knocking on the door to see if, they might be interested in selling, or sending a nice note, in the mail to them. So would encourage everybody to, you never know. If you're working with somebody that's doing contractors, people doing big additions and things like that, you want to ask them, hey, have you ever thought about getting into new home builds? If so, I'd love to be considered to be your partner on this. As far as the content, people will call me and ask me if they can come in and do video and everything in my new builds. I always say yes. I'm very happy for people to come in and do that. It's definitely a courtesy to call and ask, because not every agent is as nice as I am. Some agents are very protective about their listings, and they may say no. So you definitely want to call and ask them. Be mindful of when you're scheduling those showings. Maybe don't show up on a Saturday at 11 in the morning and take that hour appointment slot. Maybe do it during the week, in the morning, or ask the agent, hey, I want to make sure I come at a time when you're not going to be busy with showings. I was thinking like a Tuesday or Wednesday morning, and they'll probably be like, absolutely, feel free. You do want to give them credit in your post. Just their name and their company is usually fine. Obviously, you want to be positive about the listing if you're identifying what the address is. If you want to do a post about like negative things to be funny, I think it's okay as long as there's no way that anybody could identify what the house is. You don't want to have that street number be in the picture where somebody could just go on MLS and look, we've all done that, right? You're like, what house is that? You go look it up. You don't want to do that. So basically, how would it look if their seller saw your post, right? How would that look? Is it anything that could get them in trouble? Because we can all get fired from listings over things, small things like that. So you want to make sure that you're not ever putting the listing agent in a bad light, especially if you've got that property address out there. Any questions about that? Yes.
Can you tell us kind of what's your script when you knock on the door or when you write that note to prospective?
I'm just super friendly, and I just say, hey, my name's Jennifer. I'm an agent working in the area. I work with an awesome builder, and was just curious, you know, do you have any plans of moving out of the area, right? You're not like, your house looks dumpy and it looks like it's about to fall over, you know, but do you have any plans on moving out of the area? Is a good script. I mean, there's 100 of them, but that's a good one. And then that way you're not being rude in any way, you're not denigrating their home, you know, but you're leaving that open for them to be like, well, actually, you know, and then of course always leave your information because you never know when they might come back. You know, would it be okay if I follow up with you in a couple of months, get permission to do that, put them on your drip list so that you remember? But there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, maybe they might just not even know that their house would be a tear down candidate, you know, so then they would just, you know, be open to listing and they don't know necessarily what's gonna happen with it. So, any other questions before I turn it over? All right, great, go ahead, Edward,
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Tough crowd. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
There we go. Thank you guys for having me. I have heard a lot about the group and all that you guys do, a lot of heavy hitters here, and we're just super excited to be here. Talk to you about media, marketing. This is gonna be more of like an interactive type of meeting. Like I want you guys to like get as much value as you humanly can from this. And then even this deck is just pretty much what I'm gonna go through this entire presentation. Is like, how can you guys create content on a daily, monthly basis, completely on your own, the tools you need, like the whole shebang, what type of content you should be creating. So as I'm going through, like stop me, ask me any questions. I'm gonna go through a deck that has a lot of visuals. I'll give this to all of you guys. I might even give it to you now if everybody wants to turn on the airdrop, just because connection's a little bit slow, you guys have data, you might be able to watch it a little bit easier. So if everyone can turn their airdrops on and put it on everyone when it says receive, that would be great. I'm gonna start sharing it. I see Emily's iPhone is my first person. SV iPhone. We'll just send it to a couple people, and if you're next to each other, you guys can also share. And we'll also email this deck out to you guys at the end of it.
Might sound stupid, but
Yeah.
how do you name?
So just scroll down on your thingy, and then you see that little, like kind of like air, like cellular looking thing, and then just hit your everyone for 10 minutes. I don't know if that helped. Good? Thank you. I see a couple new ones, there we go. And again, we'll email this to you too, so you don't necessarily need it, but if you guys want to follow along. So I'm just gonna do a quick intro on who we are. We fit for marketing. We are a PR/social media marketing agency here in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. We focus on short form video content. We do all the generic stuff of listing videos, horizontal, this, that, but for us, our main play is short form video content because I think everyone here knows this, but attention span is lower than ever before, right? So we try to make it as quick and as fun as possible. Like if you guys can tell me you can make a 15-second video that captures everything you can over a 60-second, 2-minute video, I'll take that any day of the week. So that's just a little bit about us. I talk about high quality content and the importance of high quality content, which we're gonna go over today on exactly how you guys can do that for yourselves. Just because I am a firm believer that your content reflects like your business, right? The same way you guys have amazing listing presentations, the same way your staging looks phenomenal in here, like people judge you based off of these things, right? So I think now more than ever, social is the same thing. I tell everyone this all the time. Social media is your online presence. Like it's your interview without you ever being in it. People are looking you up and they're judging you off the bat. And guess what they're judging off of? Your Facebook, your Instagram, your website, your Google My Business. Your online digital presence is huge, right? So the caliber of agents that you guys are, I think your online presence needs to reflect that just as much. Who we work with, strictly the real estate industry. I come from a real estate background, my head of ops comes from a real estate background. You'll see a couple of our team members walking in and kind of see all of them. Everyone in here only works with the real estate industry. So we work with realtors, lenders, brokerages, apartments, builders, title companies. So this is like our playground. This is our play field. This is what I've been doing for the past 6 years. So any questions that you guys have around this, we probably have an answer to it. So what I'm gonna do throughout is I'm gonna kind of walk you guys through Yeah, you can just, you can pause it. It lets you know you're good. If you're following along, keep doing so. It's a little bit slow on here, so you guys will actually be able to watch the videos on your phones if you wanted to. But I'm gonna walk you guys through the types of content that you guys need to be doing as agents, the easiest types, but also the ones that we've seen work the best. We are white glove partners for a ton of huge teams, brokerages, TTR companies, like a lot of guys, and we get to see really what works, right? We see what everyone's doing, we see what's actually getting results and what's not. So it really breaks down to 4 different types of content. I'm gonna walk you through each one. Hopefully if they load, I'll show you some examples. If not, you guys can watch on your phones. And then I'm gonna show you guys everything you need to do this on your own. Because this is me taking business away from us, but you do not need a media agency to do media whatsoever. You need 4 things. You need an iPhone. If you have an Android, I can't help you, I'm sorry. You need a DJI mic, because if you have shitty audio, nobody's gonna wanna listen to or watch your video. You need a DJI gimbal, which it's that, but an iPhone version of it. I'll show you guys an example of that. And then you need a tripod, which is this bad boy here, which I keep in my bag all the time. I think every single one of you guys need to have this. It's all on Amazon. I think total all in, you're gonna be in under like $400. But this is like literally everything you need to create content, right? We have a $6,000 camera, this, that, like all this stuff, but like really all you need is right here. And this, you know, super easy, it'll collapse for you, like you can easily store this anywhere you want. So I'm just gonna walk you guys through everything, and as I'm going, like stop me, be like, hey, quick question about that, quick question about this. And iPhones right now, as long as you guys have anything past a 13 Pro, you are good, right? We'll talk about a couple settings that you guys need to be doing on your phones to get the highest quality, all that kind of good stuff. But we'll just go ahead and start with number 1, the types of content that every single one of you guys should be doing, in our opinions. Number 1, every single one of you guys in here need to be doing educational content. It might seem super generic, it might seem super boring, you might see every agent on your feed going through educational content pieces, but this is like the core / part of the entire like ecosystem, right? I call it a nice ecosystem of content. Your educational content is where you're gonna come in and be an expert and an industry leader and also educate people that already know you, like you, trust you, and follow you, right? It's not about another agent in your office seeing your video, which is also great. People talk about, oh, like my content's only being seen by other agents. That's great. You get a ton of referrals from that, right? You have a Maryland agent that doesn't do any type of Virginia work and they see all your content all the time. You have Florida agents, whatever it is, agents watching your content is just a good thing, just putting a pin on that. But number 2, the people that you want to see your content, to us, it might seem generic that you don't need 20% down to buy a house. Yeah, everybody knows you can buy a house with 3% down, whatever it is, right? Most people don't know that. Most consumers, buyers, they don't know that. Here's the importance of staging a home. Why do you need to see? Like, there's so much content that you guys can be producing on a regular basis. Just educate it. And it can be daily stuff. And what I tell everyone is like, the question I get all the time is, I don't know what to post, or I don't know what to make videos about. But like my answer to that is like, you guys are dealing with this on a daily basis. If you're not coming up with anything new, how many times a day are you guys, you know, someone calling you and asking you about like, what's PMI? Like, hey, I saw this thing on my clothes. A lot of stuff that until they're in the transaction, they don't truly know, right? But if you guys can be the ones ahead of time coming in and walking them through these things, that's gonna be a huge difference. These videos will not play for me, so if you guys do have your videos popped up, I would click on this first video of Keith James and I'll let you guys kind of all watch it at the same time. So in this video, if you guys are watching it, Keith James is pretty much breaking down how much it costs to buy a $500,000 home. He's breaking down the down payment, he's breaking down closing costs, he's breaking down taxes, like things that you really wouldn't even know until you actually started buying a house. But now, anytime somebody sees that and they find out they can buy a $500,000 house with, I don't know, $130,000 in income and only 3.5% down, they might be like, hey Keith, I didn't know this. I'm actually interested in buying a home, blah, blah, blah. Your social media can genuinely be a lead gen system, right? You guys need to be getting messages like this. These are some examples of some of our clients. This is a doctor. He's a dentist. He replied to one of our client stories saying, he said how much, you reply to a story, right? And we'll talk about stories and the importance of mixing up stories. But you guys will get messages from people because people genuinely are curious. And if you can be their go-to source, right? I tell every agent this, like, your only goal for every single one of you here is you want people to look at you and you want them to think real estate. When they think Jennifer, they think real estate. When they think real estate, they think Jennifer, right? So if you're the person that's consistently on their feed all the time, guess what they're gonna think about? You. I don't ever like going over stats, whatever, but there's like, what, 4.6 billion people on social media, this, that, blah, blah, 6% of the population. But I tell everyone this, think about it. What's your husband doing? What's your wife doing? What's your daughter doing? What's your friends doing? What's your colleague doing? They're all on their phones. What are they doing on their phones? They're on 4 apps. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. So clearly that's where all the attention is, and I'm a firm believer where we started a whole company around it that if you can get the attention and the eyeballs, everything else follows. The brand recognition, the sales, the accolades, and everything in between. So you guys are gonna be starting off with the educational content, and this is the purest, most simplest form. And now we're gonna walk over, every single one of us, how we're gonna do this. So if everyone can take out their phones. Every single person take out their phones. You guys, Alexi, that's our head creative director, that's Noor, that's one of our managing partners, that's Peyton. They all have crazy cameras, right? Lens costs whatever, camera costs whatever. This competes just as good with that. If you guys have an iPhone, this competes just as good. So I want you guys to all go to your video sections. And once you go on video, I want you to hit 0.5, right? For any type of content that you're filming. I want you to hit 0.5. And then at the top right, you'll see a couple of things. Yours might be on HD 60. I want you to click that HD until you see 4K on your phones. It's gonna take up more storage on your space, but it's gonna be worth it because your quality of content's gonna look a lot better. And then right next to it, it should be on 60 instead of 24. So 60 frames per second. And then what this does too, just like technical side on the back end, is like, if you guys wanna do cool slow-mo features, etc., which I'm gonna walk you guys through what apps to use. 60, yep. You got it? See? Perfect.
I can do 60 if it's on HD, but I can only do 30 if it's on 4K.
It might be a storage issue. Let me see.
Okay.
I think you have to change it in settings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, let's do that. Let's go through settings just so everyone has the same settings. That's actually a really good point. Everyone go to settings, and then I want everyone to go to camera. So go to settings, and then right under general, if you scroll a little bit down, you'll see camera. Everyone found it? So right there, you're gonna see record video at the very top, and then you're gonna see a couple different options. Most people are probably on 1080 HD at 60 frames per second. I want you guys to go all the way to the bottom and click 4K at 60 frames per second. Again, it's gonna take up a lot of space, so I know a lot of us in real estate are always taking videos left and right, but just know it's gonna be worth it because your quality of content will go a lot better. So if everyone's at 4K, now that you go back, you should be able to, last thing, before you leave, hit enhance stabilization. You'll see an option right there, enhance stabilization. This is gonna give you that smooth feel when you're walking through the house and doing these property tour videos.
Quick question on
Yeah.
that. When I hit the high efficiency video, it says, the 4K at 60 frames per second will only play on Mac OS High Sierra 10.13 or later. That's okay.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
And
So I'll play on everyone's phone.
yeah, and most
What was that one you just said?
enhance.
Scroll down.
What version?
It's a 14. I know, actually.
That's all good. Let's see if we have any software updates available. Yeah, you do. So, it's fine if you don't have it right now, because it takes a little bit of time. You have to do it over Wi-Fi. But everyone should update their phone to the newest level, right? Because you could have a 14, but still have pretty good quality compared to the 16, as long as you update your software. So when you go home overnight, just update it, and then you'll be able to see it in your settings down the line. Cool. Yeah, sure thing. So let's see here.
Mine is what?
Okay, so you
So
can
I'm
probably
like
also have to
nine
update a
times.
little bit. Yeah, if you don't have it, it's not a big deal. It just helps a little
Yeah.
bit with stabilization, but it's not a huge
And
deal.
also, there's gonna be a point where you can walk around listings, people will be doing headshots, so if you need help updating your settings, you can
Yeah.
come to him during
We'll
that
be here.
time, to get that done.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna kind of scour through a little bit just because we're a little bit tight on time, but first thing you guys wanna do for educational content, which is the easiest piece of content, is you wanna get your iPhone. You're gonna have your DJI mic that you guys bought, which is super easy, 250 bucks on Amazon. And Alexi, can you pass me a DJI mic example? So DJI mics are the easiest and best mics to use. This is what we use for our clients as like a professional media agency. No need to go super fancy. You can plug it right into your iPhone. So there's no technicalities, nothing like that. So thank you, Alexi.
Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Like I attached the little
Yeah,
thing
absolutely.
on
Yeah, so
my
I'll-
iPhone,
Yeah.
but my voice was not synchronized with what I was saying.
I'll walk you through that right now. I got you. So first things first, you're gonna have your DJI mic, super easy, comes this way. This is your receiver. This is what's gonna plug into your iPhone. So depending on which style you have, if you have the new one, it's like the USB-C one. If you have the old one, it's the older iPhone. I don't know what these ones are called. So whatever your phone is, you're gonna grab that, super easy, and you're just gonna plug it in, right? I'm just gonna just go fast just because we're tight on time, but super easy. You guys can see this. You plug this in, done. You grab your phone, pretend like you're charging it. You are now mic'd up. That's it, right? It says, it gives you an option, other device or headphone. Make sure you hit other device. That might be why yours might not sync. I might think it's a headphone and it might be a little bit delayed, but just as long as you hit other device, it knows it's a mic. Now at this point, you guys have good video quality and now you guys have great audio, right? Next step is grabbing your tripod right here, placing it on your phone. So you never, ever, ever, even if you're doing a selfie video, it might be a little hard at first, you want to use the front camera. The front, it sucks. It's shitty, it's horrible. Even if you have the new iPhone, it's just not the same quality. So I would really just have it on 0.5, 4K 60, mic'd up. I'm gonna have you be my test dummy.
Oh gosh.
And
Alright.
just grab this, you stick it onto yourself. Beautiful, perfect. As long as you have somewhat decent lighting, you don't even need extra lighting, and now you are good to go to start telling me about how much do you need to buy a house in 2025?
So bad. I just need more space, a bigger yard, a front porch, all the things I don't have right now.
There we go. Perfect. Like that is literally all you need when it comes to the filming side. So before we scour through, any questions over here? Relative.
So we can do this on our own, right? We don't need to bring a helper.
I mean, ideally, if you have a friend with you, even better, because then, like, all you have to do is, so if I was solo right now, I would sit myself down there, I would record it, see the frame, come back, look at, okay, I look great, then I would just go back and sit down and get back into it. So if you do have a friend, it's a little bit easier, right? They're taking care of it for you, blah, 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 but 100% you can do this on your own. The hardest part about content is like, you just need to plan out what the content is in the beginning, right? What am I filming, what am I talking about? And then just coming in and filming it right after. So you can't do it solo. If you have a friend, even easier. Any questions on the filming side right now? Yeah.
Why do you do 0.5?
So 0.5 because A, I can crop it later when I want for editing, and then B, for some reason, I just see it give me higher quality. Like when I go 1 or the regular one, I find it to be a little green. But you can do one if it's educational content. Property tours, it's a must-have. It always has to be 0.5. But for educational content, I just see it be a little bit grainy, so I just hit 0.5, and you can play with it later after that. Good?
What's your go-to app for like video editing?
That's my
afterwards?
next thing. That's
Okay.
perfect. So next thing you guys need is editing, right? How do you edit your videos, which is like the most important part. And I'm gonna kind of go a little fast just because we're a little bit tight on time. So CapCut is gonna be your best friend. I don't think you need any other app. Genuinely. CapCut. Everyone write down or type in your app store, CapCut. Good? CapCut is probably the best app to use because it will take care of everything for you, right? There are preset templates on there that you just plug in your videos and it'll edit it for you when it comes to listing tours. But for educationals, the only thing you need on there is you need captions. You need visual captions because there's some crazy stat, like 60% of people watch their videos without audio, which is crazy to me. But like, think about it, you're in bed at home, you're just scrolling through it, it's like, oh, okay, cool, I can kind of tell what he's saying, or you have it on super low volume. So CapCut's gonna be your best friend when it comes to editing. I'm not gonna go too in the nitty gritty, we can always do it right after, but those are that's the app that you need, and these are the shooting techniques. Any questions so far? Good?
What were the other 4 types of content? Educational?
Yeah, so we're gonna scour right through those real quick. Next ones are hype property tours. I think that every single one of you guys need to be doing property tour videos. Whether it's A, with you in the video, or B, with you just walking through the video, right? Like right now we're in a beautiful home, we're gonna walk you guys through examples of how to do this. But A, ideally you guys are getting tripods. Alexa, do you have an iPhone tripod on you, gimbal on you? No, all good. So it's a baby version of this, right? So it's pretty much an iPhone version. I linked it over here for you guys so you guys can see it. You have it on. So it's literally just a baby version of that. You stick it on, and what it does is just gives you stability. Like that video is gonna be super, super smooth versus me recording myself like this, right? But you can do it yourself. So quickly gonna walk you guys through this, and we're gonna scour right past it. Back to video, 0.5 as always. And like the only 2 movements that you need, and these are literally the movements we use for our high-end videos too, are left to right and front and back. Can everyone repeat that with me? Left to right and front to back. That's it. So let's say I'm filming this beautiful station right here with the fireplace, right? I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna hit record, and all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stabilize myself. I'm gonna use 2 arms if I can, and I'm gonna go left to right, right? That's it, like that. I barely moved. All I'm doing is I'm going bam, stabilizing, make sure it's nice and clean, and I'm going left to right. And what this is doing is you guys are gonna have a seamless flow of your video just being super sleek. So right, it's gonna go from one seat, yeah.
Sorry, are you moving your body or your phone?
So I'm moving my body. The phone stays still.
Phone stays still.
Phone stays
I think
still.
That's my problem.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Try not to do this whatsoever.
Oh,
Right?
One time or one
Just one time. Just one time. Yeah.
It's just like one
Yeah, so what I would do is I will mix it up, right? So I'll go, let's say I'm filming this station right here. I'll go bam, left and right. If I want, maybe I'll do a different side, left and right. And then the second movement is front and back, right? So I'm gonna go nice and stable. Like this is the hardest part, right? And you guys gotta do what's called a ninja walk. We talk about this all the time with our team. Like the weight, instead of it going on your phone, is kind of going on your knee, so it's like not being as, and it's hard. It takes a little bit of practice.
I know, I was gonna say you could do an
There we go.
ABBA exercise.
2 in 1, exactly.
We should video of all of us
Yeah.
angel walking. We should.
So we'll practice this after and we'll go through it. But like ideally you're not wearing heels, it's a little bit hard with heels. But you're going front and back. And those 2 movements, when you edit it, is gonna be a nice seamless transition. Versus like, this is how a lot of my agents film. They're like, Omar, can you edit videos? You're like, yeah, just send it over to me. And this is what they said to me. I'm just like, and like this is super hard to edit, super hard to stabilize. So if you can just do those 2 movements of left to right, nice seamless, always have it in the center of whatever your main thing is, the island, the frame, the couch, whatever it is, and the next one is front. Sometimes what's even easier is you start to where you want and then you back out. That's a little bit easier typically, right? So those are literally the only 2 movements you need for your property tour videos, and if you have a gimbal, it becomes 10 times easier because you don't have to worry about the
I
stabilization.
know it's left to right, but I also have seen, and I've done it too, it's like you do left to right and then you take one right to left.
Yeah.
So like, is that?
100%. You
Okay.
can mix it up. You can mix it up which direction you want. I'm just so used to this side, and it's just, I guess if you're right-handed, it's just easier. But you can also go back the other way, as long as it's like sleek movements. I don't want any craziness and like bam. Like if you become pro level, once you have a gimbal, you guys can do like pull down shots and all these. But we'll leave that out for now, right? Cool. Any questions on property tour so far?
I have a quick question on
Yeah.
the settings, the Apple ProRes, what is that?
Apple ProRes is
For capture.
it's like supposed to give it like higher quality, but it like doubles the file size even more. I would just ignore it, click off on it. I wouldn't turn it on. When it comes to your property tour videos, obviously if you're doing it with a videographer, etc., it's a lot easier. You can do your intros, etc. If you don't, you're doing it solo, then the way you would do your intro is 2 ways. You can either have it stand up, do your quick intro in front of the house, then start your property tour right after. Or what you can do is super easy. I'm sure you guys have seen these videos where it's like back camera, never the front. You go, you guys want to find out what $500,000 gets you in Arlington, Virginia? Done.
Nothing.
Done. Get you nothing.
That's true.
Literally.
Parking spot. Down payment.
A shack, if that. And then once you do your intro, you're done with that. You don't have to worry about it. The next thing is just getting the property, right? So that's what I would focus on. Obviously, if you guys have, someone filming you, it's a lot easier. They guide you, they tell you what to do, hand movements, etc. And it just makes it a lot easier. But watch these videos whenever you get a chance when you guys are home. Obviously, can't play right now just because of connection. We're gonna scour through. Next thing I absolutely love. I tell everyone this. Your content needs to be two things. If it's not these two things, you might as well not post it. Educational and entertaining, right? So educational part, we talked about it, and in my opinion, like the property tour falls in between both. It's kind of educational, I want to know what this goes for, but then it's also entertaining, right? But then the next thing, you can either A, dance on TikTok if that's your style, or B, what we like, or what works a lot more with our clients, is we do what we call local business spotlights. So these are great ways for you guys to A, be a local celebrity. I tell everyone, you don't need to be the next Ryan Shurhans or this or that. You just want to be the local realtor that everybody knows, right? The local coffee shops know you, the gyms know you, like everybody knows you, right? So local business spotlights are absolute favorite. I wish I could play these for you. Let's see, maybe we get lucky. Nope, we don't get lucky. These are my absolute favorite, where you pretty much just go in and build relations with local business. The way it works is like, this is a coffee shop, for example. Kelly, she's an agent. She does 25, 30 million, produces solo. That's her lender, Scott. And they come in, and every single month they do a local business spotlight. They'll go into their favorite restaurant. I think she's on that Chevy Chase for this one. And they'll come in and they'll say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Business Owner, can I highlight your business for free? Imagine someone came to you and said, yo, let me talk about how awesome you are. You're like, yeah, I would love that, right? So these businesses love it. They go, okay, sure, let's do it. The videos are super easy, super sleek. We come in, literally takes about 30 minutes. We highlight the place. If the owner's there, the manager's there, maybe we'll do a quick interview with them. They show the food, they show the energy. And 9 out of 10 times, what this does really well for you guys is the business owners end up loving these videos so much that when you post it, we ask to collaborate with them on the post. Now you're reaching their entire pool of followers. Guess who follows Gray Street Coffee in Georgetown? Probably people who live in Georgetown and rent there and buy there and sell there, right? So these are my absolute favorite. Businesses love it. It's a way to get in front of the people that you want to be in front of. When it comes to filming it yourself, this one's a little bit tougher, but I would just recommend kind of similar style as property tour videos where you kind of just walk them through, interview style, you can set it up. This is probably the one that I would say, at least hire us or hire a videographer, hire someone, probably us, right? Next thing is closing videos. These are my favorite, right? I tell everyone this. It's super weird for you guys to say I'm the best agent in town. Like, some people will say it, but like if your clients consider you the best agent in town, that's a different story. Like it feels different. Like let me tell you how awesome Heather is. Let me tell you how awesome Mike is. Like it's a different story. And I think a lot of you guys will agree with me that whatever the transaction was for the most part, it might have been great, it might have been horrible, whatever it was, closing day is probably the day everyone's super happy, for the most part, right? Obviously we have some of the rare scenarios where it's not, but for the most part, the sellers are super happy, buyers are super happy. So if you can come in and highlight that experience, I think these are phenomenal. I'll actually have, if you guys have this deck pulled up, I'll have one of you guys pull up this video so I can show you guys one, just so you can really get a full immersive feel on it. Anybody have the deck pulled up? You're the man.
I don't know if my phone's on silent or not, but.
So, this is gonna be super hard to see, but
Hey, let me zoom in when I hit it vertical.
yeah, it's all good. You know what? You guys will watch it later. It's fine. We tried. But essentially, this is a video. Kelly's at her closing. Nope, not mine. Okay, cool. So what we'll do is typically we'll come to settlement. I think a lot of you guys bring closing gifts here for your clients, and you show the experience. Like you can't fake these videos, right? People can fake Google reviews, Zillow reviews, Reddit reviews. In my opinion, these are the best types because A, yes, you're using it for socials. B, it's lifelong content. C, you're getting your clients on video, like super excited, super happy. They're hugging, they're kissing. with all of our team members, Alexi, Peyton, Uriah, Darius, everyone's trained up to where they'll ask you clients for like, hey, a quick review on how Mike, like, how's your experience with Mike? And a lot of them are super chill with it. They're always down to, yeah.
So you're actually coming to closing and are they, I assume that they know ahead of time that they were bringing.
100%.
Okay.
The script we
Some
tell.
people do not want to be on video.
True, very true. Yeah, you have to always ask, right? But the script we tell all of our clients is tell them, hey, we're gonna bring our in-house photographer to capture this moment for you. Super simple. The difference between when they say, hey, we're gonna bring a cameraman to do a video, do this, and versus, hey, we're gonna bring our in-house photographer, which we're an extension of your team, so we're in-house, your in-house photographer to capture this moment for you. That gives them enough prep to where they're gonna come look pretty, they know what they're doing, and then they're actually excited about it. A lot of them want photos, a lot of them want videos, right? So they're pretty okay with it. We'll come in, we'll film the video, you guys will send it to them. Usually they like it a lot. They're like, oh my God, this is awesome. The best scenario is when you guys post these videos, you ask them to collaborate if they're chill clients or if they're on Instagram, which most of them are, and now you're reaching their entire pool of followers. At the worst case scenario, what they do when you tag them is they'll repost it on their story, like, thank you so much, Mike, you were absolutely amazing, thanks for putting this on, thank you so much, like, now people are like, holy shit, that's the real truth, right? These are social media, in my opinion, like I tell all my clients, it's like, it's not a lead gen service per se, like especially us as a media company, I tell them, we're not a lead gen service, we're not this, but our entire goal is for when people think about real estate, they think about you, and then B, it's the best way to nurture people. Your past clients, your current clients, like there's no other way to where they're like, oh my God, she's doing closings all the time, she's doing business all the time, like they just stay interactive with you, like it's the best way to nurture them. You can only send out so many emails to them on without being annoying, so many texts, you're only gonna visit them once a holiday, but if you can consistently be on their feed, doing cool stuff, they're like, oh my God, like you're never gonna not be top of mind. Every agent office I go to top of mind, this is how you're gonna be top of mind. So, closing videos, absolute must, a little bit harder to do yourself, but definitely worth hiring a team for. I'm gonna scour through these because we're a little tight on time. Talk about actually using your social media to get business, right? A lot of people are like, Omar, I don't wanna do this if I'm not getting business out of it. A, you should do it for building your brand and your presence no matter what, and you will get business from it if you're consistent. But B, yes, let's have systems and processes in place to actually get business. So I want every single one of you guys to download two things. I want you to download Como and ManyChat. Actually it's two M's, Kommo and ManyChat. Just write those down, you can download it later. But these are my two favorite tools. What Como does is it turns your Instagram DMs into like follow-up boss. Like I respond to my DMs on my laptop on Como. I'm not responding to my,
Say that again?
yeah, Kommo.
What does it do?
It turns your social media into pretty much follow-up boss. Like it turns your DMs into follow-up boss to where it's like, we have different categories. So it'll be like potential buyer, seller, old client, nurture client, friend. Like I will be honest with you guys, like my Instagram, when people message me, if they're in my clients bracket or like whatever potential client, I'm responding back immediately. If they're in my friends bucket, it can take a couple of days. If they send me a reel, they'll be fine, right? So it really turns into a CRM, it helps you follow up with it. And it's just a great way to have these conversations going on an ongoing basis. Let me see if I have an example of what the dashboard looks like.
Also, if you guys take any content today here, please collaborate and tag Fast Forward Movement DMV. Thank you.
And you're gonna reach more people by doing it.
Do that work.
Fast Forward Movement DMV.
Okay, last thing I want to talk to you guys about, because I've been boring you guys for 20 minutes. Are you guys getting value from this?
Yes,
thank
you.
Awesome.
Yes, awesome.
Last thing that I want you guys to do. Every single one of you guys in here, from what I've heard, are top producing agents or are going to be top producing agents. You do not have time to sit down and edit your videos. You just don't. You really don't. Like your time is worth way more. Whatever your hourly rate is that you put onto it, you should be outsourcing, right? So if you're not hiring us to do all of it for you, you need to be outsourcing to editors, right? So there's a couple places. You can go on Upwork, you can go on Fiverr. These are places where you can find editors for super, super low cost, right? You can come in and you can film your property video, whatever it is, and for $15, $20, so I think they're a little bit more expensive now, I guess inflation, like maybe 30, 50, 35 bucks, they will edit your videos for you, right? Because you don't have time, you don't have an hour to sit down, CapCut, and make it super smooth. If you do, great. If it's relaxing to you and you enjoy it, absolutely do it. But if you don't, outsource. Fiverr and Upwork. If everyone can write down those 2 sites, those are gonna be your best friends if you don't already know about them. Good? Any questions there? Cool. Awesome. All right. Any other questions so far on just everything in general? I tell everyone this, you guys want to create a funnel, right? If every one of you guys don't have a link tree in your bio right now, you should 110% have a link tree. This is going to help people. You have your website. First thing should be your consultation call link. Your Calendly link, book a 15-minute buy or sell call with me, free. Second link, your LinkedIn, your TikTok, everything should be in one spot to where you can send them this link and they never have to talk to you again. Like they have everything they need right there, your website, blah, blah, blah. If you guys have, some people have buyer guides, seller guides with Canva decks. We create some of our clients, like we create them a nice Canva deck to where it's like what listing with us looks like, and then we have a bunch of different videos. Mike Hines is one of our clients, for example, and we have a library of his videos, so when he goes on listing appointments or whatever it is, he can actually show them, right? Seeing is believing. So they go, oh wow, you're gonna do these high-end videos showing the community, showing the lifestyle, talking about it on your listing presentation? Absolutely, right? So then now this is taking it to a next level. It's not just socials to do socials now. Now it's doing socials to get business, get clients, get leads, right? And close over another agent or whatever it is, right? So this is just a quick summary of the type of content we talked about: educational videos, business spotlights, closings, property tours, and then there's a ton more you can do: podcasts, brand videos, daily life videos. There's a ton more. We're not gonna run through that just because we don't have time today. And that was it. I just bored you guys for 15 minutes. Now I want to open up to Q&A to answer any questions you guys have. Yeah.
Real quick, on the property tours, do you like a run through of the whole like main floor, or is it kitchens, or any tips for us there?
So what I would do, I'm a fan of doing it segment by segment. So I would start off with the main shots. Exterior shots, like your primary first shot, if it's a nice exterior. Second shot's gonna be your main kitchen. Kitchen's always the sexiest. People love kitchen. Then it's gonna be your primary living room. Then it's your primary bedroom. Like, I wouldn't go and film every segment of the house. Like, I wouldn't film that room, for example, right? It's a great room, but like, attention span, right? So if you can keep the video shorter, the better. So yes, that's what I would do. And then there's 2 styles. There's a style that I talked about with you guys, and then there's also the style that you've probably seen on Instagram where they're just literally just speed walking through the house, right? For this, you need a DJI gimbal. Unless you don't want it to be a shaky, horrible video. If you have the DJI gimbal that I was talking about, and I would just go, in your head, the main parts of the house to go through, walk through the house, turn on all the lights beforehand so you know where to go, and then just kind of like walk through it, like bam, right? Don't shake a gimbal, just nice and stable throughout. So that's what I would do. Mike.
So I would just highly recommend you guys work with these guys. I have them do all my photos, tours, Matterport, floor plans, also all my video, but one of the things I do pretty effectively, I hate doing anything, but I have them do everything. Go take a picture of this. I don't want to do anything, but my Mass Ave video that he shot for me, I use kind of like a business card instead of the virtual business card or anything else. So I just sent that video to my client in New York who's buying something from Serhan in Miami, getting a 6% referral. The deal's like $8 million. I sent him the video he shot for me. So I really use his videos as my business card. That's all. I said, well, all the business cards.
Yeah.
Even if they're not on Instagram, I just show them
proof of what I do.
Yeah. And it really, I'm really lazy. I should be doing this more. Every time I do a video and post it or send it to somebody, I get a referral. Literally, every time. So I should be doing it all the time, just like And they're really cheap. So how much does it cost you to shoot it?
It's super cheap. If you're doing like a listing video, it starts off as cheap as like $250. If you guys are doing a full like listing pack, like Mike does one packages all the time, which is like our most popular one. We'll do photos, video, floor plan, 3D tour, and a property website. For fast forward, it's gonna be $450 total for the entire package. So we give you guys a pretty sweet deal. There you go.
Sorry, just length.
Yeah.
For like Instagram, places like that for posts. What's ideal? You gotta know some sort of stat for me. Give me something.
As short as humanly possible.
Yeah.
Like I would say nothing, like if you go over 90 seconds, it's dead, it's over. Ideally under 60 seconds. Prime sweet spot for me is like 45 seconds, right? And if you can keep it shorter, even better, but I'd say sometimes it's hard with the intro, everything, it's gonna be about 45.
So let's say, because people are gonna be doing their own content here, what would you say would be like the first caption that they see?
Yeah.
Or what would the thumbnail be?
Great question. Your hook / your thumbnail is super important. So if you're doing it on your own, like let's say Mike is doing his video, right? First thing Mike will do is like in his videos, which Alexi, you wanna come test it out with me? So Alexi will pretend to be filming me. Here, I'll give you this is my gimbal, right? If you guys are, like I want you guys never standing in your videos, like I want you guys walking and keeping engaging, having hand movement. So let's say Alexi's filming me, Alexi's typically going backwards, Alexi, so Alexi's usually going backwards and you're walking towards him. So the first thing he'll say is like for his huge one on Mass App, he went something along the lines of, here's what an embassy sign for $5 million looks like, right? Super excited. Oh wow, an embassy sign for $5 million. Like it's a super catchy hook. So if you're doing it yourself, if you're having someone film it, then it's about you, you're the hook, so I wouldn't even do anything extra, the captions are there. But if let's say you're filming it yourself, like let's say for this house, how much is this house listed for? Or gonna list for? Anybody know?
2.215.
2.21.
Or 2.12.
2.215.
So I would do like a nice text box on the top. It's like what 2.25 million gets you in X, and you'll do like a nice emoji of like that, you know, that location emoji. I would do that emoji. Keep it super simple. Leave it on for like the first 5-6 seconds, and then it will remove, and then you go through it, right? And then if you guys want to take it over the top, do a voiceover to your video instead of it just being a walkthrough video and then music. Do a voiceover. And like, don't tell me about this is the kitchen. Keep it interesting. Like, this is probably one of the sexiest kitchens I've seen in all of Virginia, right? Whatever it is, like this backyard is super cute, but I really would add make it like a story time, like entertaining. Remember, educational and entertaining. So that's what I would do. Any other questions?